Good morning from day 3 on the Appalachian Trail. I am just about all packed up. I just have to take down the tent and eat breakfast and get some water. And I'll hopefully be heading out of camp around 9 o'clock this morning. We just have a little over 8 miles today. So let's get moving and get on trail. Good morning. Could today get any more beautiful? I think not. And I'm in a good mood today. I would skip through the forest if I could, but I don't think my lungs or my legs will quite let me do that. I'm gonna have to stop here in a little bit and take some layers off. It is supposed to be almost 70 degrees today, which is wild. I don't know. For those of you who do Celsius, what is that, like 28, 29? That might be completely wrong. But say goodbye to Hypno and Mountain Goat and Hangover. They're getting ready to pack up and leave as well. A lot of us heading to Lance Creek tonight. There's only 4 tent pads. So, I don't know, I might end up doing a mile or two past there and finding a stealth site for the night, which dispersed camping is completely allowed, national forest, but I will need to hang my food bag for the first time on this trip, not the first time ever. But yeah, we'll see what Lance Creek is looking like by the time I roll up. Either way, 8 or 10 miles today, nothing crazy, beautiful weather, let's go. Before we start the climb up Ramrock, I am pausing for a Bendment Girl Scout cookie break, and then we will get going. I'm excited because the skies are clear today, so we should have some really awesome views. I am just out here living the dream. Oh, it is beautiful today. I am feeling good this morning. The walking's been pretty easy so far. Already 2 miles in and it's only been 40 minutes. But if I'm still moving like this and feeling good, come this afternoon, I mean, obviously I still got that climb out of Woody Gap up to Preacher's Rock, but who knows, I might push a couple miles past Lance Creek. Not too far because I know my body is still getting used to this and loving the lighter pack from all the food I ate yesterday, but I don't want to push too far too fast just because I can. Doesn't mean I should, as many pass-through hikers have said to me. So we'll see how we're feeling and maybe add an extra mile or two onto the day. I've got that real sound in my head. I don't do TikTok, so can't say that. But it's like, you just gotta keep living, man. Livin. That is the vibe today. Vibes are high. No, right? I know, I like climb a hill and I'm like, my lungs and my legs are not quite ready, but my brain, in case you're wondering how Ramrock got its name, you can really ram your head into a rock on the way down if you're not paying attention. Just kidding. That is not, don't fact check me. It's not right. It's true, but it's not right. Kind of starting to drop down into Woody Gap. About 4.5 miles in for the day, and it's quarter till noon. Straight ahead, kind of over to the right. I believe that's Preacher's Rock, which we'll be climbing up after we drop into the gap. I need to download Peak Finder, I think it is. I think that'll be neat to point my phone. I've got an app for the stars. We were actually talking about that last night at the shelter. But I think that Peak app would be cool to download once I get into town. I see a parking lot, but most importantly, a trash can. Oh, I think some of my friends are here too. That's exciting. Alright, so today for lunch, we've got some King Hawaiian buns, a chicken stick, jalapeno, and some cheese. And then some more trail magic from Chris the first day. And then I need to hydrate, because we're heading up Preachers.
Their biggest regret about the 100-mile wilderness is that they went.
Entering the Blood Mountain Wilderness. Gerard Gap, 5.6. Well, that was really nice. I just hung out at Woody Gap for like 2 hours, eating lunch, and Wing It was there. I got to meet Kitchen Sink and him, Hypno, Dancing Bear, and I were just hanging out and chit-chatting. And Wing It brought some sodas, so had a good time, chilling, not in any hurry. It's a beautiful day, so getting a little bit of a late start up Preachers, but that is all right. The goal is to find a dispersed site kind of right after Lance Creek. I know there won't be any water, so stop by Lance Creek to kind of fill up, and then we'll see what we get up to from there. For some reason, Far Out calls this big cedar ledges, but up at the top, I'm a Georgia native here. I have always called it Preacher's Rock or Preaching Rock. So, not really sure which name is technically correct. What a view today. I cannot even count the number of times I've been up here on Preacher's Rock, and it is so nice to be here when it's clear. I think the last 2 times have been socked in or rainy, but if I'm camping up here, wow, my voice, I'll usually keep on going up. There's a blue blaze up here, which I'm going to take a little side trail to, because that's actually my favorite view. This one's good, but that one is just really special. It's nice to be up here when no one else is. I mean, there were a lot of day hikers. I saw my first dog of the day coming down. So I'm just gonna soak it in for a few minutes and then keep on moving. You see a lot of trees bent like this in the Blood Mountain Wilderness, and it makes me wonder, you know, how many of those are Native American signals for direction and how many are just natural tree growths. Obviously, I personally don't have a way of knowing, but it's just really interesting to observe. Not a moment I wanted to pull out the camera, but I want to be real. Preacher's Rock, 3 guys were going southbound. They're just out for a section hike. I stopped and chatted with them for a little while, and I was just like overwhelmed by how grateful I am to be out here. Yeah, that's it. Cry count 1. I'm not a big crier, so probably won't see this very often, but in an effort to be honest and transparent, grateful they're tears of gratitude and not frustration. Taking a little diversion from the AT. I could have sworn there used to be a blue blaze on this trail, but there's not anymore. But if you know where it is, it's still pretty easy to find. It is one of my absolute favorite hike-in campsites on the AT in North Georgia. Like your own mini Preacher's Rock. And just as I thought, there's nobody here. And we're back on the AT. Worth it. Only 3 o'clock and I'm about 2 miles away from Lance Creek. So I will definitely keep going past there. But the weather is still beautiful. Obviously broke out the short sleeve shirt today. Tonight it is only supposed to be in the 50s. Now it is supposed to be windy, so hopefully I still get a good night's sleep. But it'll be nice to not be cold from the wind gust. I am going to be sleeping a little lower, and I think that will help. Last night I got a good night's sleep. The night before that, not so much. But that was not due to being in nature. That was due to people snoring and coughing and being loud through the night, which I know. That comes with staying at a shelter. But I do sleep better in general, knowing that there are people around. So win some, you lose some, I guess. Last night, the people I was tenting next to, they were really quiet. So I slept really good. I did wake up around 3 a.m. to kind of readjust, and I think it was mostly because of the wind not coming in necessarily, because there were 3 of us crammed on one tent pad. Shelter crowding. But that pretty much blocked the wind. But I think it was mostly due to just the sound of the wind. It was really loud, like it sounded like a airplane coming through. But hopefully tonight I get another good night's sleep, and then one more sleep, and I'll be in Hiawassee. Here's another really fun looking tree. We just passed by Lance Creek, the tenting pads. It was a pretty packed house down there. So 3 guys I mentioned earlier who had mentioned a tenting site up here. We are fully relying on their word, and hopefully there is one, because we are pushing up and up and up about another mile for this elusive campsite. So I'll let you know when we find it. We're finishing today at 9.3 miles. And this is our campsite for the night. Time to hang the bear bag. Looks like somebody else has already got a rope up there. Oh, so close. Tonight for dinner we got top ramen and I think some bread. And maybe some tuna packets or chicken packets or something with a little protein. Got my ramen in a bag. And this view as the sun is setting. Looking off at Blood Mountain. Doesn't get too much better than this.
3 tries, nice.
I should have been videoing that. Well, it's the end of day 3 on trail, and we've ended with 9.2 total trail miles here at a dispersed site about 4 miles before Blood Mountain. So the Blood Mountain area, kind of about 3 miles before and up until Neal's Gap, actually requires a bear can, which I am not carrying. So this is kind of the last spot before Gerard Gap to stop if you don't have a bear can. So we hung our bags over on almost the perfect tree, which was a very nice find near camp. I'm feeling good. The body is feeling strong. I had a little bit of tenderness in my right heel that I am rolling out my foot currently as we speak, and hopefully that will be taken care of. Tomorrow I'm going to start pushing a little bit bigger miles. Today was about 9, but I think tomorrow I'm going to go for about 12 or 13, and then same the day after that to get into Unicoi Gap. So I feel like my body is ready for it, and it will let me know over the next few days if it is actually ready for it. But the sunset here is beautiful tonight, and it's about 8 p.m. So we're going to call it a night here. See you in the morning.